everybody. Welcome to Rip und the Silverback episode
101, baby.
101. Right?
Yeah.
And do you know what?
Well,
A little bit white here.
yeah, right. Yeah, it works out. It's perfect.
We got you.
Yeah,
We got you.
exactly. Right.
The memes just get, they write themselves nowadays.
They do write themselves. This is perfect.
I'm the Silverback. He's the Rip. How you doing, Eric?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Staying as busy as all get out. Obviously, we got a lot of fun stuff happening on the Ripperverse side, Rippercent side, and man, just staying busy, dude. Staying busy. It's nonstop.
I hear that. It's been a very productive year so far. I've tried to make, this year is like, right, this year what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I do one video a day, Monday to Friday.
You're
regular
killing it,
streams.
dude. You're fucking killing it, dude. I'm being completely honest. I say this like, obviously, a little biased because you're my co-host, but no, seriously, been absolutely, killing. I think a lot of people were looking forward to you kind of being more frequent, and obviously you kill on the streams, but being more frequent on like the single releases.
Yeah, getting back to the videos again. Yeah.
Stuff. And man, you're absolutely killing, man. So that's awesome.
The only day I didn't do a singular video was last Friday because of the Resident Evil release. So I ended up doing 7.5 hours streaming of that. Then I had to jump onto FNT for another 3 hours streaming on that. So that was like a
10-hour day.
10.5 hour streaming day. So I was okay with being like, do you know what? Today I couldn't fit one in.
Yeah.
And then on my day off on the Saturday, I do an 8.5 hour stream finishing off Resident Evil. So which was freaking awesome. And I loved it. Yeah. By the way.
And I said I was gonna open it up, man. And I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't, man. Not yet. It's just timing. It's a lot of man, I am NDA'd, man. I cannot wait till I'm able to talk about some shit freely. But no, man, it's been, I don't know how it is with you, but I'll go enter into a day sometimes and I'm like, okay, I got this thing that I really, really wanted to do. So I'm going to do it on this day. And then the day comes and you see just how quickly that goes completely out of the window.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I was kidding myself that I was ever going to be able to do it in the first place on this day. And it's kind of what happened. It's kind of what has happened with me. But like I said, I'm okay with it because it's for a good reason. But man, I do want to open. Everybody knows it's my favorite franchise. So I want to
cabinet there is just looking like,
I want to pop it open, man.
Well, I've already finished the game twice. I did a stream and then I finished another run off stream just so I could like do parts which I didn't do on the stream, and actually found a few things out as well, which I never realized on my first playthrough, which is pretty awesome. Now I'm balls deep into an insanity run, which is the difficulty unlock after you've finished the standard, and that is tough. Yeah, like that is really tough. But I'm currently at Raccoon City and I'm currently building the detonator, and it's holy hell. Like during the hospital segment, I literally had the map open and I was like planning. Yeah. I was like, right, if I need to go there, it's got these mobs here and I can't kill them with what I've got. Yeah. So I need to get some other stuff. But to get the other stuff and make the other stuff, I got to go over here and make sure that I get these bloods. But these bloods are being protected by these mobs, which I can't get. So I'm going to have to bypass that completely, finish what I can here, get Leon to come in with all his big guns, get Leon to do all these clear-ups for me. Then when it switches back, then I can go and do this. Dude, I fucking PowerPoint presentations open and everything.
That's the fun thing about this is you spelling that all out. I just did a video probably maybe it was sometime last week where I talked about how the gaming experience or just entertainment, I guess, consumption, it's not just video games, it's reached a stage that basically we will never be able to replicate the feeling of the like pre-internet, pre-information age days. But the closest you'll get to is basically now, like right the early stages of the game release, where you're not really tuned in to because there's not so many videos that are out there about, okay, you do this, this, and that. I'm sure they're out there, but you may have actively done it. So you get the authentic, organic kind of gaming experience of discovery, as well as, to your point, like mapping things out, which you just, it's so easy to be, oh, well, there's this video that's going to say, well, you do this and you get this weapon and you're going to do all that. And it's like, we used to live in an age where the fundamental game experience was exactly that. There were guides and stuff that exist, but you really had to go out of your way to like get those video game guides and such. For the most part, the experience was
Prima. Remember the Prima guides?
Yeah. Like it sucks. It's almost depressing, but
yeah, less is more in some cases.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's almost depressing because think about it. It's not necessarily, look, internet is great. It's connected us. It's unlocked so many of our some cool stuff that we do from our careers. But as far as like the entertainment experience, I cannot say that now is better, not just in like the quality of that content, but more so in the actual experience, the video game experience. It's the discovery element is almost depleted. Like you have to basically be, and I know it's hard for us to do because our jobs like kind of require us to be on the net, right? So it's easy to like stumble across a thumbnail or a video or a tweet or something that just spoils fucking everything, right? It's so easy to do that, where you basically have to check completely out, and that's really the only way to replicate that experience, man. And man, it was something that I've grown to appreciate as I've aged, but the depressing part of it is like we're never gonna get that back.
We're never gonna get that back. Our careers now rely on it.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the most horrible thing. It's like if my career didn't rely on it, I would go so hard.
Yeah, you would. You could just say, I'm not even worried about that shit. Like,
but like with Resident Evil 9, for example, I wanted to know as least information as possible going into it, and I was doing pretty good. And then you just literally turn on the social media, and there's a gif of something happening in the game. You're like, okay, so now I know something's gonna happen,
dude.
And then it was just like I turned it on one day, and it was just like a side article.
Yeah,
and it's just like, so Leon Kennedy's confirmed to be infected with the T virus in Resident Evil 9, and he's just like,
what the fuck?
And luckily, it's like right the very first interaction with Leon, he shows that he's got the T virus.
Yeah.
So it's right at the start of the game. But I was just like, what if that was like 6-7 hours in, and it was meant to be some sort of reveal, but now that's been ruined. I remember being I want to say a kid, but then I realized I was 22.
And in retrospect, you're still a kid. I mean, I know. I didn't know shit from shit. Dude, let's be honest, man.
I didn't know. I didn't become a man until I was like 35.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, 22, I remember buying the official PlayStation magazine, and I believe it had the demo for Metal Gear Solid. The first Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. And I remember playing that demo, and it was just spectacular, like utterly spectacular. I could not believe like the quality of graphics that I was seeing with Metal Gear, and the gameplay was so cool and so interesting. And so it built that hype up. It comes out, I buy it. You know, I've actually saved a little bit of money because I am 22. So when I say saved a little bit of money, I didn't blow my wages that week.
Yeah.
And I got the collector's edition of Metal Gear, and it had the soundtrack in, had a t-shirt in, some doggy tags on, and it had the game. And then in the game came the disc for Silent Hill. Came like the teaser for Silent Hill. So I put that on, and then you immediately get hit with the Silent Hill theme tune, and you're just like, whoa. This is some fucking funky ass music. This is great, this music. So you see this great cutscene, And then you have a little, I think you had a little bit of the demo there where it was just literally the cutscene, can't remember. And that sold me on Silent Hill. So then I remember having to go to Leeds, which was like 30 miles away from where I lived. I had to go to Leeds to buy Silent Hill because I was buying some comics at the same time as well. So the only place I could go to an official comic store would be to go to Leeds. Shout out Nerdrotic, who's just raided. So thank you, Gary. Thank you, X-Ray Girl. Thank you, Chris, for raiding. And then I remember going home to play Silent Hill, and then I was playing that, and I'm playing that, and I'd avoided because it was easy to avoid stuff then.
It was.
You just didn't buy the magazines.
Yeah, it was really easy. Like you had to go out of your way to get this stuff spoiled, and all
even in the magazines they would keep it very low key. You know, you'd see some like early shots. It wouldn't give much away.
Right.
And I remember playing Silent Hill, and it was the scariest experience I'd ever had in a video game ever.
Yeah.
And those times you cannot replicate because
it's done.
You didn't have the technology to disperse the information that we do now.
Right.
And so if it was, I kind of almost feel sorry for younger people nowadays.
Dude, it's a different experience.
Let's be honest.
Dude, I was thinking about this, with like how the age that obviously Baby Ripper is going to be growing up in. And I'm like, all of that stuff, like they're being raised in the information age, right? Where they're overloaded with it. And if you live through all that, like all of us here, like definitely especially how things were like I would say even like the early days of the internet where it wasn't like so easily accessible, right? Where like you may have been close to a tower with your Razor phone and you may have gotten a little, but even then like websites weren't really optimized for mobile at all. So you couldn't pull up half the shit anyway. But like even during those times, that's like going into the mid 2000s, right? Like, so even up to then, like the discovery element of it all was just so unique to that time period, and it'll never, or that time period and before, and it will never, that cat's kind of like out of the bag now. There's no way to kind of place that back, and because everybody's overloaded with information now, like everybody's just overloaded with information, and we got these damn mini computers, in our hands. You know what I mean? It's so easy to get information. And it's very difficult now. It's like you have to be a hermit. Like you gotta cut yourself off from the entire, like everything to even try civilization. To avoid it. Yeah, like basically to even try to avoid it. So whereas you used to have to go out of your way to get spoiled, now you have to go out of your way not to get spoiled on stuff. And even me, again, putting this in perspective, even I concede how I consume media now. I almost have to look at it pre-internet or like access to like the widely accessed internet to now. And that does kind of play on my judgment of how I analyze a specific game or entertainment piece, doesn't matter whether it's movie or whatever, because it was different. It literally was a completely different experience. The discovery element, I think, is one of the most slept on aspects of it. Like when you would play Final Fantasy and you would get like, that spin, right? Like that thing that would happen that would like it would be like, oh shit, like that what the fuck just happened? That discovery element, and it's just now
Aerith's death.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the biggest, right? Like that's you just can't get that in. It's very difficult to get that, right? And
because somebody would have played it and posted it, or it would have leaked from somebody.
You get less plays before the game's out, before it's even buyable for the regular person, right? Like it's out, like the whole fucking Let's Play is out.
I'm starting my playthrough of Resident Evil 9 on the day of it releasing at midday. So the game has been out technically in the UK for 8 hours. So I'm starting at noon in the UK, and I'm starting to play the game, I don't know what's going on. I'm just, I'm feeling it through. I love you, chat. You know,
I know, chat. This damn Betsy.
But you've already got people in chat going, no, you need to go over here and go,
Yeah.
you fuck off.
Yeah.
It's 8 hours after it's just launched.
It's crazy.
And they're like talking to you like you're a fucking idiot again. Why didn't you know it's over there? I tell you why, because I just bought the fucking game. That's why. I just bought the game and I didn't fucking troll online to find everything like you did. You haven't played it. You've just seen it.
Yeah.
And now you're just regurgitating what you've fucking seen and thinking you're clever.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
It's like, fuck off. I remember in 2000, what was it, 2000? No. What year did Final Fantasy 8 came out in 98, didn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it came out in 98. Yeah, I think it was 98. No, 98 or 99. Hey, Saskis, how you doing?
Shout out.
I just remember buying a games magazine at a local news agent because I wanted something to read.
Yeah.
Because I just had this shitty little TV and I did have my PlayStation, but I just wasn't, So I'm living in this, honest to God, Eric, no word of a lie. My house, I'm renting a room. My whole life is the size of this room. My whole life is the size of this one room, which is not big at all. In it, I've got a bed. In the corner, there's like a box off where the shower goes. Next to that, there's the sink. There's, that is where I was in life. And I just remember going back home, miserable, fucking miserable, with this gaming magazine. So I was like, at least I got a gaming magazine to flick through and read. And I flicked it open. It was Final Fantasy VIII release, date. And I was just like, that's today.
Yeah.
That's today. And I luckily had 45, 50 pounds in my wallet available. So I just get up and I walk. Oh God, I can't believe I'm even going to say this. I walked to Blockbuster Video.
Oh, man. Shout out.
I walked to Blockbuster Video and boom, they have a display right at the front. Final Fantasy VIII. I pick up Final Fantasy VIII. I go home and I'm just like, I go to my room, my depressing, tiny, fucking hideous room with my 15-inch TV, big fucking tube TV as well back in those days. And I put on Final Fantasy VIII. I'm just like, this is 100 hours of goodness right here. It's 100 plus hours of good. Oh, so good.
You can't
now
get
you
it
just
anymore.
you can't get that experience now.
Yeah, the discovery element is gone. Obviously it's so easily accessible because of if we're on Steam or whatever, or hell, it doesn't matter, even if you're on console, right? Like you just fucking get the game on at the second it drops, go download it, right? So it's that was an experience, the midnight releases, all that stuff was like a legitimate experience.
You go to any midnight releases?
Oh, I did. I went through a shitload of midnight releases. Like
Fuck yeah.
a bunch of them, a bunch of midnight releases was that was the move, man. And again, it was an experience, but now it's so easily accessible. It's so easy to be spoiled. And the discovery element of even like the game beats, like stuff that's happening, whether it be in the story or whatever, is it's tough to avoid because you're getting overloaded with information if you're just mildly online. Like I said, you can be on social media just scrolling. It's nothing you could do. You could just be scrolling and bam, there's a video, there's a GIF, there's an article or something that's just completely let you in on something that you would rather not have been let in on. And yeah, that part of it, does kind of tear into our experience because it was different back then. It really was.
I'll tell you what, when the PlayStation 2 released, I was working in a game store.
Oh, dude.
So I was there for the midnight release, flip reverse on the other side. So all the people who had pre-ordered and had been guaranteed, because we took the pre-orders and then we didn't know exactly how many we're going to get. We kind of had an idea. So once we knew exactly how many PS2s there were, we called the people up because they got their slips, said it's there available. We will be opening up midnight. and they can't, you know, people were coming in, picking in. And then I went to the midnight release of the GameCube, which was a great that was an awesome experience. And that was a game store that I went to, and Game is now completely closing down in the UK. It was brick and mortar. They put some of them into Sports Direct stores, but now they're actually all shutting down, which is, it's the high street, you know, it's the end of an era now for the high street. The high street's dying, and
sucks.
That's another implication of the internet, you know. It's another,
most definitely, because I mean you also had all those options, because now it is just like, it's like your big box stuff, but you know, now it's just really GameStop. I remember when I was really young, it was Funko Land when I was really young. I can't remember how long EB Games stuck around.
Electronic Boutique,
yeah, EB Games as well. But Funko Land, I remember that was like the first video game store that I had ever visited when I was a kid. Was a Funko Land.
Well, I lived in this area for a good while now, like 16 odd years, in this specific area. And so I was in this area, not here. I lived miles away, but there was the local game store, the local game store, which is now going to shut down. I remember getting up at 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning on November the 11th, 2011. And I remember leaving the house around 7:45 in the morning. And I remember walking up to the game store in the arcade mall, what you call the malls, because we call it kind of like shopping arcades. And I picked up the collector's edition at 8 a.m. when it opened up an hour early. I picked up my collector's edition for Skyrim.
Ooh,
on the Xbox 360.
Nice.
I had booked the whole week off work and that Friday. So I had the Friday off, the weekend, the full 5 days, and another weekend. So I had 10 days off now from work purely to play Skyrim. And instead of just like rushing home straight 8 to play it, I then walked just a few yards up to the coffee stand, but got myself coffee, sat down with it next to me, just relished having it next to me, thinking today's the day. Sucked my coffee down, and then I had it because it came in a handle, the collector's box. It had a handle on it, so I had the bag and I had the handle. And so by the time I was walking back home, it was around 8:30 in the morning. So I'm walking back home to fire it up, and all the kids are now filing to school. They're going to school, you know. And there's this group of lads, I don't know, 13, 14 years of age, something like that maybe. And I walked past them, and one of the kids just went, "Oh, he's got the collector's edition of Skyrim." I was like, yeah. And then I just spent the next 10 days being a hermit, just playing that, and it was, guys, incredible.
Can't get it anymore. That's what sucks, man. It sucks, but yeah, man, I try to put things into perspective, even like trying to be fair to just how, I guess, the type of media, whether it be video games. I mean, that's probably like my main thing now these days, since a lot of like the mainstream comic stuff I'm not even indulging myself in, but put it into perspective of the eras, right? Because I totally understand why definitely someone like myself, or anybody, not myself, I'm not special here. People have been burned with some video games, obviously.
Sure.
So, you know, being exposed to information definitely before you make the purchase isn't necessarily by itself a negative thing, right? But man, I will tell you this much: experiencing of just a rock solid video game back then versus experiencing it now, it's not the same. Now that was the experience. That was the true, honest experience of playing a just decent video game without the frame of reference, without, I mean, maybe you had your folks talking about it at school, but it wasn't really something that was like you were getting all of your information just overloaded with it prior to you ever putting it, you know, in the joystick or whatever. So, or the you know, the controller. So it's not the same, and it's almost hard to communicate that with like today's youngsters, because their entire life has been what we basically have now, right? Yeah. Like some of these Zoomers, like they were this internet, they've had it their entire lives, right? Their entire lives they've had that.
There is something very special about physical, you know, physical product.
Oh, 100%.
There's something complete and utterly different. It's like when people, let's just make a comic analogy. When people go, you know, do you read digital comics? I never do that.
Yeah,
I would never do that personally, because unless, you know, I was using a digitalized image
for like a video or something. Yep.
But yeah,
yep.
As a way to consume my media. No, because there is something. There's a connection. There's a whole physical thing with the comic. There's the purchasing of the comic, going out purchasing it. There's the physically holding the comic, reading it, sniffing it, smelling it, experiencing it. Then there's the bagging and the boarding of it element. Then there's so there's a whole ethos that surrounds.
Absolutely.
The same with video games. It's like when you're buying physical media and you're going to a store and you're buying a physical copy of the video game. I thought it was a sad day when they stopped putting instruction manuals in.
The booklets, the booklets, yeah.
So you would purchase.
Think about that. You cannot talk to someone that never experienced that, like kind of explain like what that felt like. They won't. It's like you're talking foreign language.
We're like the fucking Joker. You know, with our cigarette, just going. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't fucking get it. You know, you wouldn't get it. Yeah, that's us now.
Yeah. Right.
We're the fucking Joker, man.
No, not at all. Like they never like that. Oh man, that was such a thing. You know, obviously you had the plastic wrap.
Yeah.
You know, get the plastic
breaking
off
that seal, breaking the seal, pulling the wrapper,
open that bad boy up. You got your
disc. You got your sniff. You got to get.
Oh man.
Oh, that booklet smell. Yeah. You know, fucking, you're breathing in those plastics. You know. Oh, get to my testicles quick. Sterilize me quickly. Oh, this is the and then there was the disc, of course. And you're taking it, you're holding it by the edges. It's an experience. You're opening up it's an experience.
It's a legit experience.
It's a whole experience. Yep. And now, you know, I'm like, was I rushing out to purchase Resi 9? No, because you know what I did? A couple of days before it released, I just downloaded it on Steam.
You had to pre-download. Yeah, it's already ready.
AQBG, how you doing, you beautiful man? And now I'm thinking to myself, well, I need to have a physical copy just simply to put in my library.
Yeah.
To say I have a physical, and I know that in that physical copy, there's literally like a safety leaflet, you know, a small safety leaflet in the disc, and that's it. No booklet. So I know what's inside. It kind of breaks my heart. But then I look at I've got a games collection of, you know, and I can go downstairs and I can look. I've got a sealed Silent Hill for the PS1, you know, and I can just like pick that up, look at it, and go, yeah, you know, and it just floods the memories back, and not just the memories, the smells, the experiences, the whole thing. You touch it, you know exactly where you were.
Yeah,
when you got it.
You remember
you
that.
know exactly where you were.
You remember it. And it was, again, it was all part of the experience, man. The experience to just, you know, grab that new game. It was like, definitely, I was on PS1. I just remember just grabbing that new game, popping that bad boy open, putting it in, closing it, you know what I mean? Pressing the power button. Like it was,
and then the whole, when the PlayStation was booting up, the whole
boot up with
it's like,
oh man,
daddy's home.
Yep. And now, like I said, it's you could not even put it in words now, like trying to explain.
The booklets were works of art.
Yeah.
You know,
there would be some goodies in there, man.
Yeah, you'll be flicking through the booklet on your way home. Yeah, if I was on the bus or something at that time, and I'm just like going, I'd flick up the booklet, and you'd have character breakdowns with bios, and you're sort of reading that, and then you're sort of looking at the how you play, the abilities and whatnot. And they used to have some great shit in there. Absolutely great shit in there.
It's unfortunate, man. Like you had to be there, and now we'll never get it. Again, I do appreciate though that there are, there is a rise in, and I think a lot of that has to do with like what people are saying, like censorship and all that. Like there seems to be some sort of like kind of maybe a slight uptick of people more interested in the physical media, at least with like movies and stuff. So you're seeing Blu-rays and DVDs and all that. And I do wonder, like, what does that lead to, right? Because it is different. It is, I think it's very important, definitely to have, right, that physical copy. I think comics, the reason, at least in American comics, can't speak to like the East because I know they read a lot of digital stuff. But like in American comics, it's like what, I think the latest numbers, like 90% of American comic books as far as the comic book consumption by Americans is physical. Like it's such a uniquely like
digital's been 10% for a long time.
Forever. It was one.
Time.
It was oddly enough, it was the one industry that seemed to, as everything else was digitizing, that said, we're just not gonna, we're not going that route. So that's been cool. But at least with like movies, I'm starting to see at least there's some sort of uptick in that physical media. And I do wonder if that does start to become like this market emphasis by future companies to like include that as a big part of what they do moving forward. Because the digital thing it's a convenient thing for sure, 100%. Like it's a very convenient way to consume something because you don't have to leave your house or anything. But man, just even for preservation reasons, like it is very important to have that physical copy if you can grab it, man. And I'm seeing a lot of people start to do that. I mean, even like in the music space, we've seen an uptick in like the vinyl stuff. Like obviously with Glorious Death, that was the first vinyl I think I ever done with any music project that I'd ever done. Like so it's cool. But again, that's because there's a demand for it. There's a demand for vinyls. Hell, even cassettes. Like obviously we did that cassette for
Norfolk and the LP.
I'm
got mine right just that.
Yeah. So we did our cassette, which was really, really fun to do, by the way. Like this is by the way, I love
made a bit of a comeback as well, didn't it?
Like all of that stuff is in music is starting to make a comeback, and we're seeing a lot of, especially with just how the ecosystem is for a lot of independent creators. I think they're realizing that, look, I can make it as an independent artist without having to sell or needing to sell 1 billion copies of a thing if I can just have my merchandise in order. And if they rely on like the physical items, you can make a decent book selling that without having to have a fan base of like 1 billion. Like, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily need that. So you're seeing a lot of people start to do the whole the vinyl pressing and doing like cassettes, obviously CDs and things of that nature. So that's really cool. I love to see that. Hopefully we see more of it in all of the entertainment industries. I would love to see another emphasis on the the physical media, because man, it does strike fear in me to see how reliant, despite it being convenient, and maybe I am a little bit part of the problem, how reliant we are, but also how easy that shit can, like, if the developer group or decides fuck these servers, that game is, you don't have it anymore.
Oh yeah,
you don't have it anymore at all. Or
brings us very succinctly onto Highguard closing down.
Yeah.
And this is a game that released on the 26th of January this year. Free to play, funded by Tencent, pretend independent company bullshit, riddled with toxic positivity, delusional to a fault, literally to a fault. 45 days later, they've announced it's closing down on the 12th of 12th of March, 8 days from now.
Yeah, it's coming up. So,
and the to me, The craziness is they're releasing a patch. They're releasing a content patch. Or they've now released it. You wouldn't know because nobody's playing the fucking game. They're releasing a content patch of a new hero, a new weapon, new skill trees, character progression.
Basically stuff they were going to put out.
Yeah. Why wasn't that? Why wasn't it part of it? Yeah.
They were trying to do the slow drip thing instead of like just giving people the content, letting them decide. Maybe it would have helped them if they had done that right from the get go. But yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
Is it?
No, it does. I guess it depends on what perspective you look at it from.
It's unfortunate if you saw something that was very creative, very different, very challenging, that just couldn't find an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd be like, that's a bummer. That's a bummer, that is. But this wasn't. This was a hero shooter. There were a dime a fucking dozen. It looked mid as fuck. It looked boring to play. Generic. There was no hook that I could see there that made me interested in even wanting to try it. And then you find out probably cost about $200 million. And most of that funding came from Tencent. So you just like, they couldn't have had an easier fucking road in terms of Daddy Corpo looking after them. And that's what you came up with.
That's fair.
To me, it's just like you fucking
you
and everything that they've said subsequently, they've never taken any responsibility for themselves at all.
Okay, that's for sure. Like fair. You do wonder like who's kind of under the advisory board, deciding what direction they wanted to go with its style. And it becomes a little difficult to you can still empathize with them, but look at what Crimson Desert did.
Crimson Desert, 3 million wish listed.
That's insane, by the way. That is a insane number. But look at how we got here. I think it's very important, and that's something I think that everybody can learn from, especially if you get like a 10-cent funding you, right? It's okay to pivot, because that's what they did. If you know the history of like Crimson, Desert, you understand like they went into it. Basically, it was supposed to be the successor to Black Desert Online.
Black Desert Online, yeah.
And then they said, you know what? We're not going that route. And they internally saw something. I don't know what.
Wow. Just to correct you for a split second, just to get full context.
Yeah.
Initially, it was going to go down that route.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Initially it was going to be multiplayer, but then they pivoted and went, no, single player.
Exactly. Which is exactly what I'm talking about, where you have a general concept and you decide to pivot from it because you understand, especially early on in development, you're not married to it. Now that requires a lot of, and that can be very difficult for definitely creators to have, because every creative, not every, but a lot of, I'm putting everybody, other creators on blast. People have ego about them, right? They always think, a lot of them think that they have the best ideas, right? Like you'd be hard pressed to find a creator.
See, this is why I don't have an ego.
Yeah.
It's because I know I have the best idea. I don't have to even think it.
But, if you do have that, it's quite the skill to have that little bit of like kind of self-reflection, where you can say, this may be not the approach. And that's what Crimson Desert did. And then they pivoted, and then they made, they're making a game that has 3 million wish lists, which says it all. It says that the pivot was, number one, it was justified. But also they had that self-awareness. And, with Highguard, it didn't seem like, okay, if you are going to do a hero shooter, which we've seen quite a bit of those in recent years, and that doesn't necessarily mean you can't do it, but obviously you have to offer something that the others don't offer.
Yeah, you got to have a hook, man.
Yeah, you've got to have that thing, because you're entering into a market that is dominated by these others. You got your like Marvel Rivals obviously made a massive splash, Overwatch, and yada yada. So you're entering into a space that already has some major players. Again, that doesn't mean that you can't make a game. It just means that you have to have something else, and that's something else. It seems like they just never had it. They never found it, and or at least they couldn't convince others what exactly was it, right? That like, okay, I'm going to choose this over the other, or not even that. It doesn't mean that they could choose it over the other. It's that, okay, why would I add this to my rotation, right? Because you'd think that would make you ripe. If they are fans of Marvel Rivals or fans of Overwatch or whatever, then this will be the natural kind of, okay, just to get something fresh, just to get something new. It's within the genre that I love. So I'm gonna get to it. So, but you got to have the hook, right? You have to have that if you're going to do that, and they just never had it. And it's like with Concord, like I guess as a business owner now, I'm always looking at things economically, and I do wonder kind of when I see people make a decision, I'm not just looking at whether that decision was good or bad. I'm looking at what was the reasoning behind it, and if I could see it, even if it was a bad decision, or it is a decision that didn't pan out. I think every business owner is going to always you're going to do something that just doesn't land. But what was the reasoning? Like, what were you looking at? And sometimes it's very difficult to see. Like with Concord, it was very difficult to see, like, what is the hook? Who is this for? I don't know. And you get a similar vibe, though, different. It's not the same. You get a similar vibe, though, with a game like with Highguard, where it's just that hook just wasn't there. That's the big thing. The hook wasn't there.
This is from Crimson Desert, okay? So you just put your hook onto a tree. You're pulling the tree back,
man. So the tree has weight,
and then he launches
himself off.
And you're launching yourself with
to death. That's the funniest part of it. But no, that's what makes this also impressive. They use it's their own proprietary engine.
Yes, it's not Unreal. It's their
not
own
Unreal.
Engine.
It is not Unreal. It's their own engine. So they really had they gave a shit, and it shows, and they're going to reap the benefits. Like you just hope that it's optimized, and you hope that it's like at least playable. But yeah, it's checking all the right boxes. But again, that hook is there, right? And you see that we've talked about this before on this show. Talked about like action and like action RPGs, and okay, that next evolution. And Crimson Desert feels that's the attraction, right? For people like us that play these types of games. It has something else, right? It's a AAA experience, and like, so you get that, like, that scale, but it has that hook. Like when I see things like that, I'm looking at things that, okay, even like some of the videos that I've seen with some of the water effects and stuff, I'm like, this is different. Like, this for sure is different. It feels like that next evolution for that genre, the pace of the game. Like the actual combat system, like where it doesn't look. I mean, obviously we'll know how it feels once we get our hands on it, but it doesn't look clunky. It doesn't look. No. It looks like there's some depth to it, and it looks like it can be very fluid there. So that's what you need, right? If you're going to enter into space, obviously you want to talk about crowded space. It obviously is no shortage of those sort of action type of games, but this is it has that hook. That's what the Highguards of the world just could not. They couldn't grab. It was that hook. And I guess from their perspective, if they don't know what it is, how can we, I guess? Like, so you've got to have that identity, right? And that's got to be part of the fabric of the company or the project that you're building. Like, this is who we are. This is what sets us aside. This is what, if you are interested in this genre of game, this is what we have that makes it unique, makes this a unique experience, and why you should be you will be incentivized to actually play the game. That's what it just did not have. I think every entertainment piece has to have that these days, and just Highguard couldn't get it. So it's like you're looking at it, you're like, why would I even momentarily, like, it doesn't mean like it's a permanent thing, because yes, you can play multiple games. Why would I stop playing Marvel Rivals or Overwatch to give this game the time of day? And that answer just never had it.
I mean, yeah, because the hook for Marvel Rivals was so easy because it was the Marvel hero.
It was the Marvel heroes, right?
And so the hook was their own unique power systems, their own unique, weaponry systems. So when I had a dabble on Marvel Rivals, I actually had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I played a little bit of it. You know, I've got pulled in all different directions because I got so many other things and sort of I hadn't quite had the time to just sort of fall into a hero shooter, shall we say. But I could have easily done that. I could have easily done that. I was playing Punisher. I was loving playing Punisher. It was just such a fun character to have. The matches were fun. So I'm like, cool. The hook for this, I'm watching the trailer, I'm watching people play it, and I'm just like, what is this trying to do? I mean, if it's trying to ball, it's working.
Any entertainment project has to that has to be clear.
Yeah.
Whatever that question that you just asked, the answer has to be clear. And if it's not, you're in big trouble.
You are in big, yeah, because I'm seeing people roll out, huge map, then I'm seeing them mining, and then they're going back to base to sort of like build up on the base, secure it a bit. And then someone's like, I'm bored, let's go out, let's try and hunt somebody. And then if you're like, aha, now if you're saying I'm bored, let's go hunt somebody, something's falling apart in the way that the game's constructed, because it's you're now trying to create your own fun as opposed to letting the game organically bring the fun together.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I had no interest after the first day of release. I had no interest playing it. But I had no interest in watching anyone else play either. So I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm okay. Thank you. No, thank you. And it was inevitable. When you saw the drop in the numbers, you know, they lost 97% of players in or 93% of players in 5 days. And then by the time I did my first video on it, which was, I think, the 4th of February, because it's a month ago today, the game had been out for 9 days, and it was down to 97% lost. Now it's past 99% lost, and not only that, I'll bring up their bizarre, and it is bizarre. Goodbye, we're closing things down. Tweet. Because it's not even we're closing things down. Initially, it's just like we're releasing a content patch. Now goodbye. Like what? Like that? Wait, what? No, you're starting off by saying Highguard's final update arriving soon. Thank you for playing with us. Like, wait, what? So, today we're sharing difficult news. We've made the decision to permanently shut down Highguard on March 12th. Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into Highguard's world. Number one, honestly. Number two, if you're saying that 2 million individual people stepped into Highguard's world and you've got 140 people
I would say any independent developer would kill for that. Like that number of people to just give it the time of day. They feel like, oh shit, we made it. This is gonna be. We'll be able to support this. That's a significant number, man. It just must have been the development cost and the server cost. They just said it's just not worth it.
Well, it's not worth it for 100 and something people playing on Steam. You're a free to play game, so you're relying on microtransactions to keep you going. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck would anyone spend any money in this world?
It's like I said, it happened quick, man. I mean, that didn't take long, but yeah, it is, to your point. That's what the game you play with the free to play thing is that, you're asking people to give it the time of day and therefore be interested enough in it to then invest in it voluntarily for like the full experience, skins and all that stuff. But again, this is the theme of this subject matter. Yeah, it has to have that that hook. if I'm playing a game that, sure, I'm not spending money on, but it's worth my time, right? Which is money, and depending on what way you put it. From their perspective, the devs' perspective, they need that hook to be there in order for you to cash out. And unfortunately, nobody, they weren't cashing out. But 2 million players, the fact that 2 million players couldn't give it the time of day, or excuse me, were giving it the time of day at least, because it says, according to their numbers, this is what they're reporting, self-report, that they stepped into the Highguard world with 2 million players, or 2 million players stepped into that world. Man, I'd imagine a lot of indie developers would kill for that type of audience, and it just shows that it just wasn't worth it. Servers probably cost a lot to run. I know running the games digitally is not free, even if there's not a physical element to it. It's not free. That stuff costs money, and apparently Tencent or whoever their investors are said, "Guys, this is DOA. We're out." According to them, player count doesn't matter. Well, this is a case that someone says in the chat. This is a case that Az and I, we've been making this case for a while, right? That players isn't enough. You see a lot of people reporting that, and I guess in some way it's about what is your perspective? Because I can imagine that, as I said, if you're an indie dev, you seeing 2 players is probably like a dream. So in that context, is great. But when you're talking AAA money, and obviously not sales, obviously this is 2 million players that invested even $1 into it. I mean, I don't know what amount of people that of that 2 million spent a dime on microtransactions. I have no
less
idea.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, I would say that it probably is not that much, not that many people. You know, so in that context, yeah, it doesn't mean much, and this is why you always have to, when discussing the economy of a game or the economics of a game, you have to put things in a context. How much they're spending, how much they are bringing in, and also in this context, I guess is perhaps the most important, how many of those 2 million players are buying into the game. So if it did peak at that, or that was not, obviously they weren't all playing at the same time, but if you had even that much as a player base, if they were spending money, I'd imagine that's even at a AAA game, that's more than enough to sustain it past 3 months. I'd imagine. But that hook wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
If 2 million are playing, you're not going to get 130 people, 150 people in the game. If 2 million people are looking to come back, your player count is going to be much higher. You're going to be at least 50, 60, 70,000 at a time, rising up into peak hours. You lose 93% of your player base in 4 days. We all know it's over. We all know it's over. They're desperately clamoring, oh, well, we don't need a big amount of people playing our game to make it successful. And then you realize, well, do you know what? You do. Because your audience is always going to dwindle. Because the next new thing is going to come along. And so you need to have a firm base to keep you going.
Well, yeah, but it'd be different if that 2 million players were spending money. Right? Like, again,
they need to spend a lot of it.
Well, yeah, but even if they were spending, like, on average, let's say $30, right? That's a significant amount of
that's 60 mil. So
yeah, like that's a significant amount of money. But if you have, it's a free to play game, that's the most important. This looks completely different. If we're talking 2 million buyers versus 2 million players, those are two completely different. This is free to play. So when you put that in that context, and those people aren't spending the money on the game, they clearly didn't. Yeah, if you lose that base, and that base that you already, even the ones that are remaining don't seem to be spending a whole lot of money, then yeah, it's done.
This is some live footage of the CEO of Wildlight promoting Highguard.
My factory, many.
Sir.
Shout out Tencent, man.
Shout out Tencent.
I mean, didn't Tencent do Marvel Rivals?
Yeah, but it was It's 10 cent on NetEase. It's 10 cent on NetEase.
Oh, NetEase. I get them confused.
NetEase.
Yeah, I get them confused. That's on me. My bad. I'm not saying all Chinese people look alike or anything. I'm just saying that I'm just like those are. You know, y'all get what I'm saying, man. Like y'all, I got them.
No, confused. Eric, I don't. Please explain further. The factory does look nice, doesn't it? I think it's a factory. I wasn't too. What did? Sorry. Can you just say? What did you say?
My factory.
Okay, sure. Likes Burberry. Likes Burberry.
Man. Listen. I'll take the business route of it. Know who your audience is. Like, you've got to figure that out.
If you can tell them apart.
I'm not gonna live that one down.
No, learn your audience. What do you mean by that, though, Eric? What when you say know who your audience is? It literally because you can't tell them apart?
That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying.
Mom? Yes, DB. That was a little video chat's mom something.
Yeah. No, but you've got to know who that is, and then you have to figure out a way to target it. And you cannot have a question like as which he asked, and he's like, I don't know who this is for or what it's trying to do, what it is attempting to do. And when you don't have an answer for that, and obviously the potential customers don't have one for it as well. And you know, when it's a genuine question, it's tough. That's going to be an uphill battle because you don't have an identity at that point. And you need that. You absolutely need that. If you're going to make it in this very competitive entertainment industry. But I mean, they got it a few months out of it, and they just decided. What? Am I overshooting?
Say that last bit again. You 45 days.
Sorry.
That's a month and a half.
All right, my bad. It's not even.
That's
close,
not even months plural.
Yeah. Sorry. Month and a half. They
got a month and a half out of it.
They got
for 200 mil.
They got a month and a half, which is take that for whatever way that you may. But yeah, it's a lesson. If nothing else, you got to know.
Okay. All right, Eric. You've been okay. All right. I'm going to change the angle of this because you are fucking circling the drain pipe with this one. Rippaverse. Today you put up a video to a guy who was saying that the Rippaverse is political. It's a political comic.
Oh yeah,
company.
This is a good one.
So you put up the first ever video that you made for the Rippaverse.
First ever. Where
you say that, you know, we're an apolitical company. We don't care about your politics. We just hope that you enjoy our comics. Okay?
Yep.
Rippaverse falls apart in 45 days. You circling the drain now?
No, it's done. That's an absolute failure if that happens.
There you go. There you go. I knew if you put it in another way.
There'd be no other way to put that. There'd be no other way to put that. That would be an absolute oh shit, we fucked up situation. But
oh shit.
Yeah, that would be what we would say if that's what happened. But yeah, like it's not good. I mean, for lack of better terms, it's not good. I don't know how much you say he spent on it.
Well, the rumor is approximately 200 million.
Do we know a size of like the development team?
It was I think just over 100 people.
Okay. Over 100 people, a lot of money.
I'd say about 110, 115.
How many years of development do we know?
I think it was four years of development.
So you're sinking that much, 4 years. Yeah, man, that's a. Yeah, I don't know, man. I look at this and it's like,
do you know, Eric, this is the way that you look at it. Two Chinese people in a room.
Wait a minute.
What do you mean by that, Eric? What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
I was not saying that all Chinese people looked alike. I was just saying I got them mixed up, NetEase and Tencent. That was it.
Okay, whatever.
I'm not saying that they all look the same.
Okay, this is Eric trying to get himself out of this hole.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Okay,
hey, facts, man.
Live footage of Eric July.
100% facts. He's not. Where's the lie that he told there, though? But yeah, dude, it's that's a lot of money to sink in stuff that's just going into anybody advisors would have been like, guys, it's just not a market for it, and we don't have maybe it's a market for it, but we got to have an identity if we're going to target it. That's number one, and if we don't have that, we're fucked. So you wonder who is that's a failure of leadership. But to be fair, just with how the industry is set up, I'm sure leadership they'll be at the next big company because you hate to use the term fail upward, but that's kind of just the nature of what you do. It's not really, oh wow, you ran this company or you led this project and it just never got off the ground. It's you did this for this big company.
Well, I actually have live footage of Eric responding in a meeting at the Rippaverse. I shouldn't really show this, but I'm gonna to the proposition that they should actually go into partnership with a Chinese company.
That was the plan. Not a great plan.
Okay, not a great. You can't tell them apart.
I can tell them apart. I don't think I think my views on communism enough kind of expels me from those guys ever even considering throwing any bit of money.
In all fairness, the Chinese are capitalist commies.
That's also fair. That's also fair. It's but yeah, still my views on the CCB probably are gonna get me burned there really quickly, but I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's 45 days. That is very impressive. So how long did Concord last? I feel like that was like a week.
Concord lasted, was it 16? I think it's around maybe 9.
I feel like that thing got shut down.
I think Concord was 16. I'm going to find out.
I feel like that was
I'm just going to find out. 12 days.
12 days. Yeah, it wasn't
11 depending on where you lived in the world. But 12,
wasn't even 2
days.
weeks.
Yeah.
Wasn't even 2 weeks, man.
Not even 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, that still is that's way.
Do you know what comes out tomorrow? Marathon comes out tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a Concord 3.0.
Nah,
but
I doubt it.
There are people who are like,
we'll see.
See.
Is Marathon free to play?
No, $40.
That may actually help them. That may help them out a lot. Even if they don't get those numbers, that may actually they're at least getting some, because those free to play games, man, like that's where they get killed, because if you're uninterested and you don't get nothing, because I don't like someone plays that, they just fire it up and they decide I'm not giving you anything, then they walk away from that. At least here, even if you have half the player base, they at least bought it. So that's actually probably going to work as far as the longevity is concerned. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm not sure because that's more an extraction shooter, right? Like
extraction. I played the Server Slam.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
so Resident Evil was a really fun game. Look, I did the Server Slam for Marathon, and holy shit, bored the crap out of me. Solo awful experience.
Also bad timing, man. Like with Arc Raiders blowing up the way that it did. That didn't help him out at all, man. That did not help him.
There was a lot of things which didn't help him out.
Yeah.
Number one was Resident Evil 9 dropping the next day. I have to ask myself the question, did Bungie honestly think they were going to take on Resident Evil 9?
I think there's no way. I think they thought like, it's a different audience. They had to thought it was a different audience.
Stupid people there.
No.
Yeah, so because they put it out on the Thursday, which is the day before.
Right.
So instead of putting it out on the Friday for the Server Slam weekend, they put it on the Thursday. I kind of think they were hoping to maybe usurp some of that on it. It didn't work. It actually collapsed the numbers a wee bit for the Server Slam. And also, it just kind of doesn't make sense because the Server Slam was finished on Sunday. The game comes out tomorrow, which is Thursday. You haven't got a lot of wiggle room to deal with any of the issues from the Server Slam. But if it was the weekend before or the weekend before that, 2 weeks before launch, then you've actually got a response time. There's a lot of people complaining about the games crashing, stuff like that.
Optimization.
I didn't have any issues at all. I want to say that. I didn't have any technical issues with it at all. Ran perfectly fine for me, perfectly smooth for me. But it was I didn't gel on that. And I'm not a massive extraction shooter fan anyway, but Art Raiders really hooked me in.
Mm-hmm.
That really hooked me in. And that was like, oh yeah, I was smitten for a while, man. And but this, it was just like, just didn't do it for me.
I think with it not being free to play, it's gonna help them out a lot. For sure, it's gonna last longer than fucking Concord. 1000%. Bungie is I don't know what's next for them because man, these Halo, what is Halo these days? Like I don't know what the hell they're doing over there with 3-4 whatever the fuck, but
Halo Studios.
They changed their name, right?
Yeah, they changed it
to
change it to we are just massive pride flag flying.
Yeah, they're all in on
we
that.
are all consuming.
That's crazy.
Far leftist, crazy, mentally ill freaks, and we've got Halo. It's a long name for a company, but it does encompass their methodology.
But you think some of the minds, I don't know who all still is over on Bungie that was core to any of that. Probably nobody. Probably nobody's over there anymore. So they're just Bungie in name anyway. But
it's it's CD Projekt Red in name. It's Blizzard Entertainment.
That's also fair. That's also fair. You can go down the line. A lot of those guys they're just not there anymore. I mean, you talk about that with like Naughty Dog.
BioWare, especially,
none of those guys are there anymore. So it's like, so that the name doesn't carry. I guess it does. It's recognizable, but as far that's it. Like it's the IP, it's the trademark. I guess.
Yeah, but look, BioWare was making insane games. It was making the wonderful Dragon Age games. It's doing Mass Effect. It's doing these massive IP. Now it's done.
We got Mass Effect.
They say
it's happening. They say it's happening.
Dude, it's in pre-production.
They say it's happening.
It's in pre-production. They haven't even fucking created a pixel for it yet. If it's happening, it's going to be 2030, 2032. Like, right. The whole business that's been going on with Knight's Path.
Mm-hmm.
Knight's Path showed off that image of the female, and then all the weirdos came out and said, why does she look pretty? Why can't she look like an ugly minger like me? Why she got breasts? Why hasn't she mutilated herself? All the fucking tap stuff. And then the company behind 1348 ex Voto decided to try and go, well, we're champions of the LGBTQIA and our medieval lesbian trans knight story is gonna. And that's coming out on the 12th, right?
I don't know why I thought that was already out.
No, the demo came out.
Okay.
The demo came out, which got a maximum of 160 people playing it, okay? Meanwhile, Knight's Path, thank you guys. We've got 300,000 people have wishlisted our game. Somebody says to them yesterday, when's Night Path going to come out? And they go, we're looking at 2028, 2029. And I'm just like,
make it right.
Make it right.
Huh.
You're showing off some stuff which is interesting, and you're in pre-alpha. Let them cook.
Yeah.
Let them cook. Let them do it. You know, let them. And then you got this fucking Voto shit, which is due to drop in 8 days. Dude, the day that Highguard goes offline, Voto goes online.
Yeah. Yeah, that and I've seen them some of the responses from that game. I know I did a video on it. One of them is just, it's so baffling how there's a large group, and if you've seen even folks that talk about us, you've seen a similar thing. There are large groups of, let's just, I'll be honest, they're leftists that will dislike something just because of who likes something.
Yes.
Right? Like, and it's quite crazy. It's like, so with that game
journalists are one of them, by the way.
Oh, that's for sure. But you get a group of people, like, a game that just says, look, we're just keeping it normal. It's not even about, though they don't make the distinction, unfortunately, like a lot of these leftists they don't make it with us. Like, I will say, we were just talking about this a second ago. Hey, this is my company. This is who we are. Laying it out there. I have my views. People within the company have their own views. We leave it at the door. They treat that like it's basically quote unquote right wing anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. Even despite that pledge, despite the code of ethics, they treat it that way because normal people, or people that just want some sort of normalcy out of their entertainment, they act as if it has to be a mouthpiece, these leftist types. So they operate like it's not even a genuine opinion, right? About like,
no, because you're a libertarian.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even fucking,
That's your politics.
Yeah.
It's not your identity.
Exactly.
To them, their politics is their identity. So they can't leave it at the door because it's the only thing that they are, because they're broken, mentally ill spackers, right?
Yeah.
So they can't leave something like that at the door. They can't just go, like, you've seen the TikToks or the Insta Reels where you'll see one of them and they have the stupidest hair imaginable, and they'll have a gazillion fucking piercings all over their face, split tongue, all that kind of stuff. And they'll be there in their car that they probably stole, into their phones, which their mom and dad probably got them, going about, well, I just, I turned up for the job and they just didn't give it to me. And he's like, yeah, because you've made yourself unemployable. And you've made yourself unemployable on person because this is your whole identity and your whole will, because you're a mentally ill, broken freak.
Yeah.
You think everyone else it should respond. You're the main character.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the main character. Yeah. Everyone responds to me. I'm fucking great. I'm fucking amazing. I'm this or that. And they're just like, bitch, I got a gas bill to pay. I got my car insurance. I gotta buy groceries for the kid. I don't have time for your fucking first world, oh my God, I'm a main character fucking issues. Get the fuck out of my store. Stop wasting my time.
Yeah.
And then they run to TikTok going, I just don't get why I didn't get their job. Yeah. Look at my tongue.
Well, they're obsessed with it. I mean, and that's the unfortunate thing, and why I've said before, and I don't say this to make this like it's a depressing thing. It can be if you are an aspiring creator, where you look at this and you say, damn, what shot do I have? Because I just want to create normal content for anybody that'll buy it. But in doing so, if you, depending on who gets eyes on that, there's a large group loud group, let's say online, especially, of folks that are not going to give you a fair shake for it. And what they are going to do is say that, like they're doing with the game that we were just speaking about. They're like, oh, well, look at these other people that are giving it praise for just having a normal looking chick in it. how dare you? Now I'm not gonna buy it, or now I'm not interested. And I'm like,
you wouldn't anyway. You were never gonna get it.
You
anyway.
were never gonna get this game. But imagine that reaction though. In general,
they're
like,
a martyr, Eric. They're martyring themselves.
Yeah.
They're martyring themselves by doing the only thing they know how to martyr themselves: complain on the internet.
Yeah. Just because the people that they don't like something. Oh wow, it's a normal looking chick. People praise that. Oh, what do you mean? Like because to them, everybody to the right of Stalin, or that's not like agreeing on these main issues with them, is a quote unquote right winger. Like and therefore they cannot create, they cannot be adored, they cannot be liked, their material cannot be enjoyed. And it's like, what are you doing, bro? What is this? So when I was seeing those reactions to that, just them posting a picture, hey, we're focusing on beautiful women, and then someone asked a question. I can't remember if it was the CEO or whoever, and asking just a simple question about like, hey, I hope you have. Are you gonna have? It's a bait question, right? The whole, hey, are you gonna have?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a Of course, it's a bait question. Yeah, it totally came from a stock account for somebody.
Yeah, exactly. But they asked that question, and the response, which was great, it was like, hey, we're not prioritizing all of that shit. We just want to make a fun game.
Yeah, it's not going to be a political game.
Yeah, this isn't what. And they took that like it was an attack. Just them saying
normalcy. In all fairness, normalcy is an attack on them.
Yeah. Let them tell it. Let them tell it.
Is a bit of,
it's an attack. They got mad and it's like, oh, well, fuck this game, yada yada. I'm like, look at these types, man. Like, this is why a lot they
were frothing at the mouth, though. You know, you could tell by what they were writing how absolutely insane some of these were. You know, and he's just like, well, if I was at school right now, I'd close for the day. You know?
It's just insane though, man. Like, that's the world that we live in, and this is why I know you share the same sentiment as me on this, man. This politics, man, I hate it. It just ruins people.
It ruins everything. Yeah,
it just ruins people, because especially those types which are, they themselves don't have accomplishments, I guess. They don't maybe have something that they can speak to where they have done it and they can say, I am proud of this because it took my input to get this output. They don't have that. And therefore the social views, the political views becomes everything that they are, which to me, and I think a lot of normal people out there, it's the least interesting thing about me. I get it. I've talked about it. People know me but like, as far as what I want to be either remembered for, I'd rather be a good father, a good husband. I'd rather be, with obviously my accomplishments, what we're doing with like the Rippaverse and the bringing that entertainment to people, something that I've actually done, not, oh, well, you check a box every 2 to 4 years and that's everything about you, right? That's everything about you. Makes you boring. In my honest opinion, like, these are boring people. These are they can call themselves progressive if they want. It's fine.
Just stop stealing my lines.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. I know that's his line. That's what he's supposed to say. But no, they are. They legitimately are uninteresting people that are projecting their lack of interest, I guess, onto other people, and they expect us to be as obsessive as them. And so anybody that's not is an enemy.
Look, I can never take these people seriously. I've had my own dealings with them, obviously, with the old Starfield thing. But the last week when there was the BAFTAs and the Tourette's guy had his outburst, and that one person put, if I had Tourette's, I would have outbursts
self-important,
like protect
man.
Trans kids and Black Lives Matter and stuff like this because I'm a good person. And you see stuff like that and you realize you're not dealing with normal people.
No, not even close.
There is absolutely no point in even in any way engaging with them. They are absolutely disingenuous and retarded to a fault. So you just got to look and laugh, man. You got, because it's the clown show. It's the clown show. The clowns are here and they got the juggling balls out and everything. And then they get a doctor in to cut them off.
That's not. He's not lying there. They will do that. But
they're all late. The thing is, right, what you said about work, you know, I'd like to see it as my accomplishments, being a good father, Rippaverse, blah, blah. See, they don't want to work. This is why they're inverted commas commies. They don't want to work. These are very lazy people that literally want to be looked after by daddy government because they don't want to go out and do a hard day's work. Yep. They want to live off your taxes, my taxes, welfare. They want to live off that system. So they want you to go out and work. They want everyone else to go out and work so that the government gets their taxes, so it goes into the welfare system so they can turn up every Wednesday or whenever it is and draw a fucking check while they go back home and plot what nasty thing they're going to say about J.K. Rowling next, you know? And think that they're accomplishing things in life.
Yeah, that is their accomplishment to them.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just had some chick, people got mad, right? Because Shine and some of the others that they just share a picture, it's because it was last month was February or whatever. And, the guy shares a picture about these black creators that have done things in comics. I was doing
yeah.
And all that. Boy, did that piss them off, right? Like that got them angry, right? How dare they compare, I don't know, an independent publisher who I like to think we've done decently for ourselves with these other creators. How dare you? And it's like and I imagine this is some person that's just young and just inexperienced. I'm says like I haven't done anything or we haven't done anything, and I asked them, I think they said what I did for the quote unquote. I guess I didn't do anything for the quote unquote community, and so I was like, I don't know what that means. I have no idea what they're even referring to when because I did ask them. I was like, okay, what exactly do you do for and I put it in quotes because that was their community their terminology. Like, so what exactly are you doing
apart from drawing a welfare check every Wednesday?
And they said something about
from the community. What do you do for it?
Yeah, apparently something what they had said in response was something about like this after school program for low income. I guess they were volunteering. They didn't really say what they did.
Low income kids.
Yeah, because apparently that means black as well. If you didn't know that.
Okay.
Apparently, all people that are low in income are black. Apparently,
Gavin Newsom, come.
yeah, right, exactly.
What are you? Read what the fuck? What?
Yeah. So apparently. It's apparently that's what that was to them. That's what they look like because again they're so politically and socially.
Do you believe them for a single second?
Oh hell no! I don't believe they do shit. I don't believe they do anything. I think, and I'm being honest here. This is my opinion and this is my experience. I think most people that are we call it in the South high siding. All that means is that you're basically you're putting on a front.
Yes,
right. Is essentially what that term means. I think most people on the net, especially with these fake avatars and shit, like with them, like they're not living that life at all. They're not doing anything. No. They're most likely, for lack of a better term,
because that's what I see. When I see an anime avatar, I'm just like FBI.
We've had some crazy examples of that, but no, I think they're fronting. I think 100% that most of these folks do not. All this virtue signaling about.
When I get up on a Monday morning, I go down to my local soup kitchen.
Yeah, right.
And then after I've fed the poor and fortunate, I spend the next hour sat with them reading a book. And then once I've satiated their mental capacity for the day and fueled their minds, we hug because they haven't had the contact of a human being for such a while. And He just draws in there. I take 5 minutes to myself to weep afterwards because I feel for these people. I really do. And then I go home to my poor, unfortunate dead grandma, and I make sure that her bones are nice and white and purely polished and gleaming, and her hair is fixed in place. Heaven knows it sometimes slides. And then I go down to my local low-income children housing facility where I say the kids that you can be better than just lithium farmers. You really can. You don't have to work for Apple anymore. There is a better life if you want it, if you choose to have it. I will keep on every week seeing them, encouraging them, hoping that we can draw them out of the poverty line and they too can get onto the property ladder of life. You're a cunt. That's what you are. You're a lazy fucking cunt.
I don't believe for once they do any of what they're talking about, like any of that, like all of this stuff. Because you know why? Because I believe that people have an appreciation for work. It doesn't even matter if you agree with me on a topic or anything. You at least, people that like are experienced and have worked for that, they can at least understand like the contributions of someone that is just like providing a job, you know what I mean, for like opportunities for others. They act like that's nothing, right? They don't even consider that a thing. Like, hey, the Rippaverse is employing all these people. We're contracting these people. These are people that are also able to.
Well, that's the easiest answer available to you. What do you do? What do you do for your community? Well, actually, I employ X amount of people. What do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I make sure that, you know, I make sure that this allows them to put food on their tables and a roof over their head. And what do you do apart from talk to children with low income?
Yeah. No, but they think it's nothing. They don't see it that way, and maybe that is kind of to your point that their welfare status, so they don't pick that up, like they don't really understand like how that benefits people, right? Like you have people that are providing job opportunities, and how that, I don't know, benefits their quote unquote community.
Well, like employing people, which gives them money, which then goes back into the local community that they live in.
Yeah,
and keep
that doesn't click for them. That's the thing. That's the problem. It doesn't click for them. That process never happens because to them, that's, you know, I don't know if I'm the evil capitalist, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but that's the fundamental problem with these people and why it's almost impossible to have that sort of discourse. To them, they think that there's a lot of I guess their currency is their like virtue signaling, right? I think that's what they think that is, the social status that I guess they think
where'd
that
you
gives
spend
them.
it?
I mean,
where's the
I'm not sure where you can turn those credits in.
Shop.
I don't know.
Where do these guys?
The virtue ATM. I don't know.
These guys must be billionaires in virtue credits. The shop must open any day now. Surely they can trade them in. I'd like to trade in my virtue bucks for a beautiful house in the country, 2 acres of land, and a horse called Trixie. But they're furry, so they'll bugger it.
Yeah. So I don't know where that ATM is at. I don't know where the virtue credits ATM is, where you can like kind of turn that into actual bread, but I have no idea. Can
I have some bread and wine, please? That's $5.50, mate. How much virtue currency is it, please? I have a little cash flow problem right now. I will gladly give you 1,000 virtue bucks. That's a lot, by the way. You probably owe me some change.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of my shop, you fucking smelly bum.
Yeah, that's I don't know what the hell they're talking about, man, like that. But that's the world we live in, and you know, going back to the original point, it's difficult to have discourse with them because that's, to them, the metric for I mean, you can see how they treat J.K. Rowling, who by all accounts is far more aligned with them on social issues.
Nearly completely.
Yeah, like
virtually completely, apart from just keep men out of the ladies' bathrooms. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's the deal breaker.
That does it for
Sorry, must die now.
Yes, that's enough for them that they will everything about like dude, you will have people on the internet, these obsessed people actually think J.K. Rowling is some like right winger. I'm like, what dimension are y'all living in, man? What dimension? What dimension are you in? Are you here at all?
Well, this wraps us all the way back to the internet.
Yeah.
And if we didn't have the internet, then we wouldn't have to hear these fucking people
that's fair enough.
Post online, you see, and things would be a lot more fucking normal.
It would
be
really,
better. Really would.
That's for sure. It'd be a lot more.
They would be a lot more normal.
Would, yeah. But here we are. This is who these folks are, and yeah, man. I try to mentally, anybody that I speak to that has aspirations to do anything creatively, I'm always like, look, man, there's no avoiding these weird people. You express any sort of normal view on any given topic, and they are going to make you out to be a villain. Don't even try to tiptoe around it. There's no point. You can be as nice, you can be polite, you can be all of those things, and let them find that you think that men shouldn't be in the women's bathroom. That's gonna do it. And then everything
that's the deal breaker.
Deal breaker, and therefore everything that you do is going to be judged on that, because they cannot allow you to be successful. So it's just like what we're talking about with the game. It sucks. I hate that people have to deal with that. Like when I'm sitting there with someone asking me, "Oh, you're gonna put LGBTQ relationships or something?" Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, like what are you going on about, dude? Like seriously. And there was no way that person could have answered that.
They would never buy Ripper. They're not there to buy comic. That is all about control.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's got nothing to do with representation. If you want to talk representation, get ready for an uncomfortable truth. There's way too much of it.
I mean, by the numbers that what is it? It's GLAAD or whatever that comes up with that report every year.
Yeah,
and they sit up and talk
we need
about
more.
Yeah, and they're like,
we need 89% of people to be gay in fucking TV and film now. Fuck off.
Like the report is way massive overrepresentation every
we're
year.
not included in our shut your mouth.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's about trying to control.
Overrepresented, and it's way overrepresented, and it's been so I'd say overcorrected, but was it wrong in the first place? But it's been so overcorrected now. It's like every single fucking show in a cast of like 6 people, at least 2 of them have got to be fucking gay now, It's just we're in Star Trek, right? There is 8 fucking gay people in the academy right now. 8.
Jesus.
There's only 2 people involved in one straight relationship. Everyone else is involved in either a gay threesome. There's a couple of lesbians, couple of gay poly dads, polyamorous fathers. It's just like, what the fuck, man?
What was that? I saw some post that was going around because it was trending on not the post. Yeah, it was trending.
So it wasn't Star Trek, man.
No, well, it was. It wasn't like it was.
No,
they were saying something like it's the first time in like 10 years that there's not like a TV. What was that? It was something like that.
It's a decade-long production pause. So there's a production pause on Star Trek right now. So nothing new is going to be nothing new has been greenlit. Alex Kurtzman's had something consistently going since when he took over with Discovery, and now that's come to an end. Now there is a production pause on Star Trek. Nothing new is going to be made. Kurtzman's probably going to... His contract runs out at the end of the year, does Kurtzman? Or later this year, I should really say. And then it looks like they're really just throwing the last remains of his stuff out. Season 4 of Strange New Worlds. Then there's going to be season 2 of Academy. And then there's going to be season 5, which is a reduced to 6 episode season of Strange New Worlds to finish that off. But everything, there's been no word at all on a on a renewal of Starfleet Academy for season 3 because it got a 2-season order. And I don't think that's ever happening. So everything that's been done is done. Like production's finished on all of it. So it's done. Wow. So there is nothing now greenlit, nothing coming.
All right. So I forget what we had. I know some people in the chat were kind of communicating with us, letting us know someone, I don't know who has the rights. The Paramounts have the full intellectual property rights as far as the ownership of the brand that is Star Trek. If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was a little more complicated than that.
I think there's I need to look back into it, but it was something to do with Paramount and CBS, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they had there was something about the controller license between the pair of them. I don't know what the current status is.
Yeah, it's something like a little more complicated, but it is caught up at least in some capacity to the whole Paramount thing. I would love to talk about that because we haven't had a chance to talk about this merger that's happening. And I don't know if it's being cynical here.
Yeah, they merged the TV and film rights after the companies merged in 2019.
Okay. So
it was Paramount controls the films, CBS Studios controlled the TV rights.
Okay.
But now because it's Paramount Global and they bought it all in, it's all in one name.
It's all in one. It's all under one brand. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm not I know some people have been, they've been praising, I guess, the fact that Netflix isn't getting control of all of these Warner properties because they bowed out and said, look, man, just financially, this doesn't make sense.
That's you know what? Sorry to cut you off, mate. But
yeah.
I wouldn't want it either, to be honest with you. But with that said, this is the difference between a sensible company and a fucking retarded company. Netflix have money.
Yeah, they're the ones that actually, yes, they have made
a lot.
It's a profitable
of money. It is a profitable company. It is not in debt.
Yeah.
It is a very profitable company. They could have gone, we'll bid higher.
Yeah.
But they're just like, financially, this isn't making any sense to us anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to bow. The company, which is billions in debt.
Yes. They don't have money.
Billions in debt is now going even more in debt.
Don't look, man. Everybody knows my criticism of kind of the corporate landscape and how this is a game that only they can play.
Yeah, this is a game. This is a different old club for any of those.
We can't play that. I cannot. A bank will laugh in my face if I went in there and said, "Hey, man, I'm trying to acquire this business." And but we're in debt for $10 billion. Like they'd be like, go fuck yourself. Get out of the branch like right now. Matter of fact, we're gonna have the police escort you out for. They don't even ask us that. But these mega corporations or these international companies somehow they can, even in a loss, they can have net income loss, and they can steal some. They can convince banks. They can convince private equity groups. They can convince Saudi Arabia and all the Middle Easterns with their public investment funds to put up a bunch of money to say, let's make this happen, even though we don't have no money. I don't know. It's
we're coming to you because we got none.
We're coming to you in the first place because we don't have any goddamn money. But we're gonna get to acquire this, and somehow the banks say, you know what? Here's the cash. We'll help you make this happen. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's a different game that they play. It's a completely different game. But yeah, what makes it specifically interesting is that I'm not as like there's some people like, oh, this is the best case scenario. I definitely, after hearing what's happening with Star Trek, I maybe you're a little more connected than I am. Can you explain to me how somehow Netflix, yes, they get the baggage or the rap of like, oh, well, now all these characters are gonna be race swapped or gay or whatever, but Paramount's done the same thing. So I'm trying to figure out like how that narrative happens, where somehow the lesser, the automatic lesser of the evil is like Paramount in this whole, when it comes to that specific thing.
It's two big things.
Okay,
it's cinema and it's physical media. Those are the two big things. That's why Paramount is seen as the lesser of two evils, because Paramount will continue to produce physical media. Netflix won't. And the chances are, we know the chances are that Netflix would most likely finagle that the cinema times would be shorter, if it even got into the cinema at all, whereas Paramount would then put the films into the theaters. So that's really the reason why people are saying that Paramount is the lesser of two evils. Paramount are fucking retarded. They're massively in debt and they're totally fucking retarded. Now, Ellison taking over, are we going to see some changes to the retardation? Well, stopping any more Star Trek is a good start. You know, I mean, it is a good start. But I don't expect Paramount with Ellison on board to become any sort of conservative company or right-leaning company. That there's going to be plenty of woke retarded shit on Paramount for years to come.
It's there now, so I don't know that part. I just didn't get like I maybe it's cope. Maybe that's what people are doing. It's more of a cope thing. It's like, but like just looking at this objectively,
you go with Netflix, Batman becomes black. You go with Paramount, Batman becomes gay. It's which one do you want? Do you want a gay Batman or do you want a black Batman? Which is it?
So yeah, I don't know, man. And I love how you word that with, this is what a company that's ran somewhat sensibly, at least as far as this company is concerned, economics are concerned, and one that you kind of understand why they have got the debt that they have. Yeah. Because Netflix, at least it got big enough to a point, despite all those properties, they're at least the economists, financial guys that are involved in the company said, good, look, at this price point, this is a bad deal. Like, it is a bad deal. We're going to be taking on some shit, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's going to be
remember, Netflix have had a taste of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because they funded the first three series of Discovery.
Yeah.
That was partly funded by Netflix.
Yeah.
And Netflix got to show them at that time. Yeah. Because CBS had the rights for them, not Paramount. So CBS had the TV rights. So it went on to, so they did a deal with Netflix. Netflix, after that first season, couldn't get out of that quick enough. So they would sort of understand what it would be like to have that franchise if they were to fuck it up. Yeah. So to them, they got a good idea of financial viability for Star Trek anyway, as a property. So they just have to look at Warner and be like, is this gonna work for us? You know, is this gonna make us money? Is this gonna allow us to do what we want? And they're just like, nah, not with what they've got.
Yeah. Look, man, I don't understand it. I mean, look, it's a corporate world, and I get it, man. And it's just, none of it makes any damn sense. Never has. It's a game that, it's unfair. Let's just call it what it is. Like, anybody that's a small business owner, you're probably looking at it's like, how the fuck do they get to do this? Right. And you see that a lot of their status is just smoke and mirrors, man, because when you start looking at their numbers, like mainly Paramount, we don't know how many times we've talked about this over the years, the amount of money that Paramount doesn't have. Because I can't remember the other company that they were talking about merging with earlier. And we were like, how? Like both companies were in debt.
Both of them massively in debt.
Yeah, both of them were. I can't even remember who it was, but there were talks about them merging with another one. They were like, wait a minute, both of them have no money. So what? But
Detatron, Detatron 9000. You know, it's just going to combine together. Can you lend me $10? No.
But yeah, I just
you're like my friend fucking Nigel. I'm never gonna see it again. Don't say lend, just say can I have, right? If I say if you say can I have, I know there's no intent to pay it back. Okay.
Yeah, it's rough, dude, and I don't get it, but I mean even then, like, and again, maybe I'm a little more cynical. This is a guy. Remember, guys, I am someone that obviously has puts a lot of value in the physical media and all that other stuff. Considering my comic book company, but where I kind of deviate from a lot of people in our space is that I'm a realist, right? Like as far as like the financial viability of what they do. And when we were having this discussion, it might have been Tuesday Night Main Event when we were having this discussion initially, and I kind of jumped on, and people were like, well, if they get it, there's going to be an end to this, and that. And I said, I went up there, I said, so what? Because I was looking at it more objectively, like, guys, let's remember, these guys have found a way to run these, number one, run a lot of characters into the ground. Most importantly, these guys have been unprofitable. They've been that's the most important thing. Like when it comes to balancing their books, they have been incapable of doing. And we've looked at what this industry has done largely to itself. Why is it that? Because at the time we were talking about like Netflix, obviously we thought they had it in the bag, and it was like looking at like the cinema experience, like and all that stuff. Why would it be Netflix's job if their model works? Their model works, why is it their job to try to save this other side of the industry? It's not. It's not their job. It's not like that's not what they're there to do. They have a model that a lot of people have been trying to replicate. They can't, like it's streaming, right? This whole streaming thing, like all these companies for the most part are losing money.
Well, look, we're in a we talked earlier about that, you know, buying a physical comic from the comic book store or buying a physical game back in the day and not having the spoilers and all. We talked about that. We're in a big transitional phase when it comes to the way that we do consume our media. I think it's an inevitability that cinemas are going to go. It's inevitable. And whatever replaces cinemas is there going to be some sort of very pristine experience, or whatever, whatever we're gonna describe that as, or whatever. But I think in terms of your general audience, cinemas will probably fall by the wayside, maybe quicker than we anticipate. And we're talking about Warner Brothers failing. We're talking about CBS getting bought through from Paramount. We're talking about Paramount and shitloads of debt, Netflix doing their thing. But you just think about, let's bring Amazon into the equation. How many acquisitions have Amazon made? You know, MGM, et cetera, et cetera. You know, what franchises do they have under their banners now? Where they've got, things like James Bond, for goodness sake, and stuff like that. And we're seeing a lot of the studios that when we sat down at a cinema when we were younger and we saw when the opening banners would go across, they're gone.
Yeah.
They've been bought up into something else. They've been merged into something else.
Yeah.
And we're sort of near the end phase now where it's like just a couple of three huge conglomerates all have these. And Netflix, they're not too keen on the cinema route. They need people having eyes on them with their subs, whereas a couple of the others are more focused on that. Amazon will turn more towards Netflix than allowing cinema releases. So there's
definitely
not that
with all
many
the
left,
cloud and all that shit. Yeah, it makes all the sense for their model for their other
absolutely.
business. Yeah.
So we're kind of at that. We're kind of coming to I think a pivotal point in media entertainment. When it's going to be exactly, who knows? Could be 10 years, could be 20 years. But we're going to see a huge shift away from the way that have consumed our media before. I mean, think about it. We're fighting for dear life for physical media right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why the vast majority of us want the physical media isn't necessarily just to have the tactile element of it. It's to have the authenticity element of it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because if everything's digital, everything can be tweaked, everything can be censored, everything can be worked to be to the whatever moral standard or political standard or whatever it may be that company wants it to be. So physical media is the only way that we can hold on to the authenticity of what that product, that film was truly about. And it's going to be the same with gaming. You know, they're going to be editing games left, right, and center now. And so we're at a pivotal point. And where we go from here, who knows? But when you got massive corporations purchasing other massive corporations when they're both failing.
When they're both fucking...
let's just say, keep your eye on those. Because they'll probably get swallowed up quicker than we realize as well.
Yeah, it's it doesn't make any sense, and like I've said, it's like, look, I can be a fan.
Just keep talking for a second.
Yeah, no, you got you. Like, I can be a fan of a thing. I'm a big physical media guy. Again, it's inherent in the business that I have. That being said, I do believe in markets. And I personally believe that if you're going to make that model or any model work, doesn't matter, digital, I don't think that physical media is excluded from that. You need to come up with a model that works if you are to exist in the industry. And just because I prefer this model as a, like, you know, just a general preference, I guess, it does not mean that it should be immune to the economic reality of the market. Okay. So that's why I wasn't so quick to, when this whole thing happened and people were talking about all the physical media, I'm like, why does Paramount, why are they supposed to be immune to, because we like physical media and we think this is a preferable thing? Why? But yet we recognize their balance sheets don't make any sense. Why on earth is it, should they exist just because I prefer that? Like, you know, definitely if I claim to be someone that values markets, right? So you've got to prove that what you do works. And Paramount or anybody, it doesn't matter. I want this to sound like I'm ragging on them. Paramount isn't excluded from this. Is anybody, no matter what you produce. You got to make the books. You got to balance the books. And there's been a lot of people in entertainment, you know, trying to prop up something that is economically illogical, right? It's just that they haven't made. And look, I'll also admit there are some things that they've done to themselves. Okay, like there's a lot of questionable decisions that they may have made that has kind of soured people on some of the properties that they control. But at the end of the day, Netflix is not under any sort of responsibility to try to save the cinema experience or anything like that. If they have found what works, and the people that rely on physical media or want to prop it up are committing economic self-deletion. Figure it out. That's what all of them should have to do. Figure it out. It's not on them. And this is why I said, preferably, it's not that all these other companies who are in debt trying to buy these out. Man, break this shit up and let the market, like, yes, you know,
yes, that's
pick and choose what they want, what they want. Like, so maybe it's you know, Looney Tunes is over here and Bugs Bunny and shit, and then like over there is DC, and over here is that property and that property.
Absolutely.
Like that should be the more market response, not okay, we're gonna try to form this Detatron just to save the cinema. And it's like, come on, man. Like, what is this? So look, I'm a marketer at the end of the day, and they need to figure that shit out.
No, that's the way we've said it should have gone 100% to have. Hold on, let me find the best way to describe this.
Yeah,
in the form of video. Here we go. This is the best way to describe this as is. Two retards fighting. Two retards fighting. So that's the best way. That's the best way to describe, this kind of thing now.
Oh, hey man, I everybody's got to figure it out, man. Figure it out, man. That's my rule. Just go figure it out. And look, I'll say this much about movies and TV and stuff. I don't necessarily see a bad thing if the market starts to correct itself, and maybe the day of like or the age of this massive blockbuster experience that is adored and enjoyed, like you have a singular movie or multiple that is just so widely loved by a large, massive group of people. Maybe those days are going to be over with, and maybe it is going to kind of go into a more, you're going to have your big successes, but they might not be multi-billion-dollar successes or things of that nature. I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't see, if the market starts to correct where it's going to be a little more decentralized, right? It's not going to be just all these studios. Like maybe it is going to be a little more like when I'm talking about specifically even about the cinema experience, where maybe it is a little more artisan. Maybe it is a little more, select theaters, not that many around, but they're selling the experience, and the movies that are in there, they're not expected to make $1 billion. I don't see what's specifically wrong with that.
Well, or those movies are on streaming, but you have the option to have,
just something like that.
An experience with it, whatever that experience is,
whatever that looks like.
A nice meal,
nice meal with it or something like that.
I don't know, whatever it is. Speaking of things being destroyed, do you want to quickly look at the Lanterns trailer?
Oh God.
We got our first trailer for Lanterns.
Let's check it out.
HBO. Let's have a look. Let's
live reaction.
Let's get copyright struck.
I have not.
Just we're a couple of DC fans here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that say Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan to you?
Not even close. I don't hear any of that, but
I'm
just a bit old fan, like whatever. Yeah, I get it. No, I don't. To answer your question, absolutely not.
I don't know. I'm sort of like, who are these dudes and why are they banging? This is not how a powering works. This is not how a ring works, folks. You don't just chuck a ring at somebody and go, make it work. It's number one, the ring chooses the wearer, not the wearer choosing anyone else. Eric, I've got a question for you.
Absolutely.
Do we care too much?
That's a great question, and I'm going to answer it honestly. Yes. It took me a while. I coped for a very long time. Everybody knows that. I cursed for I coped, for a very
fucking curse.
Yeah, I still curse. Yeah, I'm for a very long time that you want something out of it. Definitely if you're a longtime fan and you go into it with a frame of reference. That's the most dangerous thing with modern media, is that you go into this thing that maybe you've known and loved and learned to understand, and you have expectations. To me, in my experience, and why I just don't care anymore, it's you kind of have to come terms with the fact that they're not necessarily making yes, I get it. It's a property that maybe you bought a lot of books on. I totally
do have
get
a lot
that.
of Green Lantern comics, yes.
I totally understand that, right? I totally get that. That being said, it's if it's the worst thing that you can do, because you're not, and I know this is going to hurt some feelings when it comes to modern media. Your types, what do you mean, you people? Your types are not the target audience.
Who is? I agree with you.
That I don't have an answer for, but I can tell you who it's not.
Yeah, it's not us.
It's not. It's not.
Like, if you're doing this right, you know Green Lantern a wee bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
If they're doing something like this, you're on the road, you're walking the road or whatever it is, you're sort of drifting. Then this has got to be a Green Lantern, Green Arrow series, a la Denny O'Neil from the 70s.
Shout out Denny O'Neil.
Big shout out Denny O'Neil. Because then you, of course, you had your conservative Green Lantern, sorry, and then you had your liberal Green Arrow. Mm-hmm. And the whole point was they had very conflicting ideologies, but they were great together. Right. You know, they were the best of friends. So this would be, to me, that's how they you should have set this up. I got nothing whatsoever against Jon Stewart. I think Jon Stewart's a great character. But right now, I don't know who either of these are. And the powering doesn't work anything like how a power ring works. You can't train somebody with a power ring.
I mean, look, this is what when we heard that it was going to be like this sort of True Blood approach, I got a lot of flack for saying this because this was still when I was
thought this was going to be the best thing.
Yeah, look, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I other than look, it's just the truth of the matter is we're not the target audience.
No, but I don't know who is, because I saw somebody there says this is for the youths. You know, I'm looking at this. I mean, okay, we've played 30 seconds, but even that 30 seconds, I'm like, this doesn't. To me, it's not trying to appeal to a youthful audience. It's trying to appeal to I would say 30-something audience.
Maybe,
but anyway, let's just watch a little bit.
Yeah,
let's watch
yeah.
See, I like that. I am a sucker for a weird town in the middle of nowhere, right? I am all for that. I love me a bit of that. And it just makes me think even more so, if this was Green Arrow and Green Lantern, this could have been really. James Gunn said that Superman was like family movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the follow-up to it was Peacemaker with gay orgies and bushes which haven't been trimmed since the 1970s, and heavy cursing. And now we're back. Then we're saying Supergirl's going next. It's gonna be fun and light. And then Lanterns is coming and it's darker and fuck this and fuck that. Who are you making this DC universe for? Because this ain't for kids. Peacemaker wasn't for kids, but Superman's for kids, and Supergirl's for kids, but Clayface isn't necessarily for kids. But then Man of Tomorrow will be for kids. It's all right, he'll be fired anyway. Don't matter.
I don't know what's going to happen on the other side of that.
Oh, Ellison likes Trump, but I want out to my contract. Whatever. He's making it for James Gunn. That's probably the best answer we're going to get, actually.
Good plan.
I was just about to say, are we going to see them in costume?
I get the feel that I'm not. Not by maybe like the last episode of the 5th season. But it doesn't. I don't get that feel at all. I don't know. To be fair, look, I don't know what we talked about who this is for. I'm not exactly sure.
But the ring is the ring is the thing that puts the costume on you as well, by the way.
No, you just pick it out of the closet.
It's not.
I think that
anyway.
This is how you should look at IP. I know we're watching this, and I'm not even. Just please listen to what I'm actually saying.
Sure.
I think that the appeal right now with modern media, especially these long-standing properties, is that they're using this as a vehicle to just tell whatever story that they want to tell. Like so maybe it's a script.
Detective is the most important thing before the Green Lanterns.
You know, exactly. That's and I think that if you go into it thinking like that, your expectations get tainted. You may be a little sad, like definitely if you have that frame of reference. But I think that's just the nature and the state of where media is right now, is that it's not necessarily about, hey, I want to do something that appreciates the story that have already been told, okay? Or like the characters that have already kind of they have this identifiable identity, core things about them that makes them who they are. That's not necessarily what they are trying to do. It's more, I can reel you in because this is attached to a brand that is recognizable. However, you don't go into it expecting this to be more of an appreciation or adaptation even of that. It's more of, hey, we had a story that we wanted to tell. This is going to at least reel you in if we can attach it to these recognizable logos and shit.
I would say not. That's just the weird thing, Eric. I would say not. I think you're actually probably harming the story that you want to tell by attaching it.
That's not an unfair assessment.
Because if you want to do Green Lanterns, then do fucking Green Lanterns. If you want to do your true, and then we're just doing True Detective as like a,
Yeah.
But if you want to do your true, do that, because that would have more chance of probably hitting a bigger audience.
That's fair. Yeah, if you want to do True Detective, but I wanted to add some like fantastical element to it or whatever,
just make
do it characters. And call it the whatever, like some new IP. Okay, fair enough.
You got a better chance of getting something off the ground. Then you got a more interesting, and it's not bogged down by superhero fucking fatigue.
That's fair.
And
enough.
now we've got suits in the fucking. We've got suits on pegs, and we've got rings that are being used as training devices somehow. Okay, all right. Let's see. Are you going to say the oath, or are you just going to say oath? Are you going to say it though? That's what I want to know. I want to know if they say the Green Lantern's oath. Just FYI, not necessarily in the trailer, just in general. Will the show have the oath, or will they think it's too goofy? As somebody knows a wee bit about Green Lantern, is there anyone less deserving of a power ring who would say that would be what they would say?
That's a good point.
Person that craves the power of the ring. He might as well be fucking Sinestro, not Jon Stewart.
Maybe he is.
Maybe
that's the plot twist.
Maybe he is. Maybe that's the plot twist. Jon Stewart is actually Sinestro.
Yeah.
But that's not how the Force works. This is not how the ring works. You're craving power. You might as well have a yellow ring. That is true. But the ring acts as a universal communicator that allows you to communicate with the other aliens.
Yeah.
You know what this does?
Look, I think that
this trailer pissed me. You're not a fucking only
well, no, look, man, I had my reservations anyway, but like, look, it's the reason why I don't get as bent out of shape about it anymore is just because I coped for years, and then I realized like it's this I'm not the target audience. Like I'm not the target audience. The target audience is who I can't quite identify that, but I will say that it does feel that these are scripts that people have been kicking around in their heads, and maybe they're general outlines, drafts for directors, writers, producers, and they believe that, you know, if they can tie it to a notable brand, it will give them a higher kind of like a likelihood of being given the time of day, or either internally or externally. So when I say internally, I am when I say internally, I guess I'm specifically talking about you if you worked in like movies or Hollywood or TV or whatever, you know how long something can sit before it actually gets picked up by a studio. And maybe that's also part of it. It's like maybe the studios are saying, okay, you got maybe something, but we got to tie it to something else. So what if we, instead of had this character be yada yada, we have him be Hal Jordan, we have them be Jon Stewart. And I think that's more what you're getting these days. It's all about, and like, I don't know what it is. Is it ego? I don't particularly care. Like, it's like, if I'm being completely honest, it's just, I think if you are a fan of this type of stuff, the expectation should be that you are not like of the comics or the general characters. Just that frame, suspend your frame of reference. You will not make yourself mad. And yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
So people who don't know anything about Green Lanterns probably don't care anyway, because they're only interested in you know, HBO, whatever it might be, whatever the show is. And then people who are interested in Green Lantern see something which is completely unrecognizable from what a Green Lantern actually is. With Jon Stewart acting like a power crazy person who craves the power of the ring. Nobody who thinks they're deserving is deserving. The ring would just, because Hal Jordan's going to die in this. When Hal Jordan dies in this, the ring would come off his finger and it would go to the person most worthy, the person with the least fear, and it wouldn't be bloody Jon Stewart, because he's craving the power of it. So it'd get away from him ASAP. And even if he got his hands on it, it wouldn't work for him. But it wouldn't stay on his finger either. Does my head in. It does. It kind of just does my head in. It just does my fucking head in.
Yeah.
Can we, if we're going to have Green Lanterns and we're going to have those two, can we have Green Lanterns?
That makes sense, but as unfortunately, that's just not the world we live in. These are little it's a sandbox for a bunch of creators that may not necessarily be the most interested in this type of stuff. And they want to see their stories told. And so, you know, it's not about these characters or anything like that. And, you know, you actually having that expectation makes you a bigot.
I hate black people, I guess.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Why otherwise you think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread?
Yeah, you're only saying that because Jon Stewart's black.
Yeah.
Really, is he? Holy fuck, I never realized. It's not Green Arrow. Green Lantern, sorry. It's not Green Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I know definitely we're both being fans of this stuff. As you just can't do it. Yeah, and not anymore. It's not made with us in mind.
No, yeah, let's go back to it. It's not made for us. Not made for us. Fuck's sake.
Damn.
Right. Well, that's a bummer, because that was the only thing that I had any hope for. But I guess Lantern's got nothing to do with actual Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
After all. Well, fuck me, I guess. That'll learn me.
Your expectations are too high.
Yeah, my expectations are too high. I actually wanted some Green Lantern in my Green Lantern stuff. I wanted the Green Lanterns to actually operate like Green Lanterns, but now, no. Okay, Grave Rave has become a member. Thank you, Grave Rave. Oakworks has become a member as well. Thank you, Oakworks. Then we got Malamoose has become a member as well. Thank you, Malamoose. Gotta eat big to get big. Makes sense. Has also become a member. Bloody hell, lots of members joining.
Shout out.
ITC 300 has become a member. ITC 300, thank you. Magnum Norse with the $10 says, I'm late to the party. Is the new Resident Evil decent? I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8.75 after I calmed down a little bit from being a prisoner at the moment. I gave an 8.75 out of 10. I fucking loved it. I really enjoyed it. The Leon stuff is epic. It's absolutely phenomenal. And then Magnum North with another $10 says, Todd Howard is hinting at Fallout 4 remake. What? How about making a new game, bro? I never finished Fallout 4. I didn't particularly like Fallout 4. I would not play a remake of Fallout 4. I don't know about you, Eric. Any interest in a Fallout 4 remake? Well, you sound enthusiastic. Okay, let's move on then.
I can't even BS you an ass on that one, bro. Like, nah.
Okay. Okay. Joe Music with the $5 says, at this rate, I will have to be at cons begging for Ripperverse character cards. Ripper, I'm tired, boss.
I told y'all, man, you get in early or you're assed out. Maybe we're obviously going to get a couple of over, like just so we can account for, special events and like we do with our books. But that's the cutoff. That is the cutoff. If you want those cards, you need to be part of that 1,000.
Josh Kelsey with a $20 slapped on the counter. Now said, thank you, Josh. Love you, boo. I'm just looking. On my Bloodruth 3, it does say character card.
Yep, you got in. I don't know what to tell y'all. Everybody else. I mean, it's I have to look at the latest numbers on that, but yeah, those were going fast. So yeah, I mean, you were sold out of every book other than the ones we put up for pre-order solicitation. At Horseman like had like 100 left last time I checked, so they might be going. I'm not sure. So yeah,
get in there now.
Yeah, now quickly.
Now. We'll do it on that one. Sorry, just giving my whole money to Eric for some fucking reason. DB with a 22-month membership. DB, thank you, mate. And DB with a £2 says, Eric, why are you failing?
So they tell me. I thought last year was over with. To be fair, some have given me an extension through like 2028. So at least I got that going for me.
Piston with 19.99 with a €2 says Resident Evil 9 being 80 is too much for me. What do you think as Resident Evil 9 being 80 is too much for you? What do you mean?
The price?
You mean $80? It cost me it would be because it cost me 60 quid. It cost me 60 quid on Steam to buy the standard edition. Look, what I will say, Piston, is if money's little tight, it is for a lot of us. This is a single player game. It's got a good chance of reducing in price quicker than most. Bad news is it's selling really well, so people are going to want to keep the price.
Yeah, they're gonna fight internally like hell to keep their price up.
So
like, don't bring it down yet.
Yeah, don't bring it down yet. It's selling well. Yeah. People are paying the price. So we'll keep it at this price for as long as we can. Piston with another €2 says, Ripper, you ain't seen Stargate, but what about Fargate?
I'm assuming that's a slur.
No, you a Fargate. No. No, you Fargate fan?
No.
Hold on. He thinks we're just making up slurs now. I mean, it does, admittedly, it does kind of sound like a slur, doesn't it? I want to see if I've got a I can't be going back to November. Get out of it. Wait. Oh, I know. I need to go to. Oh, no. Fuck. Where is it? March. We're in March. I thought it was February. I thought I had a pic. Yeah, I thought it was February. I had a picture on my phone of one of the Fargate posters. Anyway. Don't know. Me so trashed with a $5 says, did you see One Piece past 600 million sold, passing Superman sales?
I haven't seen that. It's crazy.
It's crazy. DB with a £2 says, could you read the game manual on the toilet? Yeah, you could. Incognitus Jones with a 52-month membership. Thank you. Cal2127 with a $5 says the anticipation made it worth it. Sometimes the game you imagined in your head was better than the game itself. Oh, yeah. Particularly nowadays. Cal2127 with a $5 says, my biggest memory of that was Prince of Persia Warrior Within. Most fluid combat system ever. Still hasn't been beat to this day. Okay. M. Hunter Stevie with a $10 says, the nostalgia comes from game quality 2. If at that time EGM told me Highguard was the most unique new hero shooter and I went down to EB at midnight to buy it, I'd be having PTSD recalling it now. I don't know, but back in those days, you'd be like, oh, look at the draw distance. Look at the character. Yeah. But I know what you mean. Or it's something of a comparative level to those days. Susie Wan has become a member. Susie, thank you for becoming a member. Cal2127 with a $10 says, as someone that mods games, that's the biggest problem. So many games are just Unreal Engine under the hood, I guess, maybe. That's why every game has Witcher sensors and free climbing, etc. There's no more John Carmacks in the world. There is a lot of games which just steal. Steal good gameplay mechanics and ram it into theirs.
Chinese do that fucking all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah, all day, every day. Joe Music with a $2 says, Lanterns teaser dropped. This ain't it, Chief. No, it was not. I don't know what the fuck I watched there, but it was fucking nothing to do with lanterns. Green lanterns. It's like they're embarrassed to put the green in front of it as well. Also, there's only one lantern.
Down there screaming.
There's only one lantern as well. So it's not even lanterns. It's a singular lantern. Anyway. Can I vent, says a Zuberfly with a $10. Can I vent? Damn these bastards who live out in the middle of the woods. They aren't living off the land or grid. They solely rely on FedEx and UPS to live out there. And then they treat us like shite. I would like to say, Zuberfly, that I treat my delivery drivers like gold. I do. Pre-dawn corpses with a $5 says, G's for what? Drums. The quartering opened all of the Pokemon cards and got felted. He was seething that he ate all of the cards. Surfer, Badger. Surfer. Kino's on. They're on holiday this week, living off all that money they've been making. Good on them. Steve McCormick has become a member. Steve, thank you very much indeed as well. Jesse's become a member. Jesse, thank you very much as well. DB with the £2 says, have you seen the trailer for the Karen video game? No. Okay, let's see if we get this right. Dimos Laros with a £5 says, "Hi, folks. Milkman over here. Remember Netflix did horrible takes with The Witcher and Cleopatra, turning them into California slop for modern audiences?" Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, you know, do you want your Batman black or do you want your Batman gay? Which take your pick. I mean, that's, you know, it'll be, what I'm trying to say is it'll get diversified. There's always a diversification for some reason. When I think most people, regardless of their color, ethnicity, etc., would just prefer authenticity of the time or authenticity of the character. After all, that's the one that became famous. Why would you want to change shit? And I don't just mean that specifically to Batman. I just mean it in general. It's I think it's fetish. I really do. I think it's some weird fucking fetish, man. Kalioth has been a member for 26 months. Thank you, Kalioth. Kalioth with a $10 says, "Made some schlurpos with Warner stock when AT&T was involved and spun it off. Warner carries debt from that now. Paramount will have 2 piles plus Sundance plus AT&T. They will spin off something to shed the debt." Most likely.
I don't understand it, man.
Yeah. Snacks with a $5 says, "Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern sucked. James Gunn, hold my white claw." Dimos Lados with a £3 says, "Snyder's vision of the Lanterns and DC's way better." Well, at least he had a Green Lantern in his. Incognitus Jones with a $5 says, "Damn Rippaverse taking all my money with all these damn books that apparently don't exist or aren't good or something. Right, that brings us up to date. Eric, anything you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
Yeah, man. Just always keep it locked. We're moving to we have moved to a new model here with our pre-order solicitations. So after this business book, that's pretty much going to be the last collection release that, you know, we'll reserve those for special releases. So that means you go to rippaverse.com/pre-orders and it'll take you to a page that has concrete release dates as well as pre-orders that you can grab for books that are coming out in the future months. The first 1,000 orders, not books, sold orders that we get that pertain or that contain, that book, you will get a character card. So be sure to be part of that first 1,000. And yeah, we appreciate all y'all's support for that. But yeah, I'll put out videos here and there, so I don't have anything to plug there, but just go to rippaverse.com and we'd appreciate your support.
Lovely. We'll be back. Well, I'm just going to be, making my videos and Friday Night Tights and stuff, and probably enjoying me some Insanity Resident Evil off cam. Maybe I'll do a little bit of recording or something for the gaming channel. I don't know.
Hey, why not?
Just going Insanity mode, and because it's a relatively short game, so doing Insanity mode kind of pushes it a little bit. So maybe after I've done this run of Insanity mode, I'll do another. If I manage to finish this one, we'll see. Maybe this is the test. If I can do it, then go back and do a video for it. Other than that, next week we'll be on Eric's channel for episode 102. So until then, massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you very much indeed for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, remembered, gifted memberships, etc. Thank you for supporting the channel. We'll be back next week. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Blue Bull.
Peace out.